I've been in this business a long time. I started out in the early 80s as a restaurateur. I had 4 restaurants in New York. I was the Director of Innovation and Development for Nestle North America for several years, and I came to understand pretty quickly the importance and the role that equipment plays in your kitchen. That's what Vitamix has always been famous for. Hello, I'm Steve Schmoller, professional chef and owner of Crop Bistro in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm here to show you a new product that I'm truly excited about. I've used a Vitamix machine in my restaurant for over 25 years and in my home forever. I didn't think the Vitamix machine could get any better, but guess what? That's exactly what's happened here with the new Professional Series 500. We are going to make some quick, easy, and interesting recipes, but first, I want to show you all the new and exciting features. This blender is part pre-programmed ease and convenience, and that's what's new, and part variable speed creativity. That's what Vitamix has always been famous for. It's Vitamix commercial technology in a premier household blender, and it's got this great brushed stainless look. You'll love it as much as I do. Vitamix has engineered the favorite functions of both the home and professional chefs right into this Professional Series 500. So let's take a closer look. First, the on-off switch right down here gives you the power. This small blue light lets you know that the power is on and you're ready to go. Now the start-stop switch up here activates this machine. You'll see how this works when we start creating delicious, healthy Vitamix treats. Next, we have the all-new pre-programmed settings of our 3 most popular applications. One for hot soups, then frozen desserts, and of course smoothies. This is what I like to call Vitamix Smart Blending. These 3 settings make it easier than ever to make hundreds of simple gourmet recipes and ensure a perfect blend every time. All you need to do is fill the Vitamix container with the ingredients listed in the recipe, select the setting, and walk away. The 500 does the rest. These 3 settings work for other kinds of recipes too, so don't be surprised if you're making peanut butter on your frozen dessert settings. These recipes are thoroughly chef tested for spot-on results every time. And as always, you can trust Vitamix to get it just right. Now, this is the all-new pulse function that gives you unlimited control over the texture of your recipe results. This feature is particularly important for recipes like salsa, which I'll be making a little later, so stay tuned for that. Finally, your variable speed control. Right now, it's in the resting stage. It's when I move it over to 1 on the dial and push start that things really get going. This is where you get that signature Vitamix versatility. The Professional Series 500 has a continuous ramp from low to high, and it's all in one smooth motion. A fantastic feature of this machine. Here's where you can really get creative, and as a professional chef, that's what I really like. I've put together an Italian feast that's fun to prepare for your friends and family, with everything from drinks to appetizers to dressings and soup. We'll start with a smoothie using the pre-programmed setting designed especially for that particular recipe. This one's for the kids or anyone who wants a refreshing non-alcoholic beverage. All right, this recipe is called the Just Do It Smoothie. This is a great combination of honeydew melon, oranges, peaches, pineapple, a little bit of water and ice. Fabulous, refreshing taste, plus vitamin C, potassium, and plenty of healthy fiber. So we're going to add our liquid first, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Gorgeous, really fresh, super sweet honeydew melon. Get that right in. Little orange gives us some great citrus as well as a little acidity, which I kind of like in this recipe. Fresh peaches, and you notice I've got the skin on because we want that fiber. It also adds a lot of extra flavor. Then we've got some pineapple. So we've got everything in, and then we're just going to top this off with ice. Now you will notice this recipe is going to yield a little over 3 cups. But for a party, you can ramp this up, make a full batch for a full 64 ounces. So feel free to load this up. Now, this machine has a very powerful 2-peak horsepower motor. So be extra careful that your lid is locked in place before you start processing. Simply select the smoothie setting and press the start switch. You'll notice that it will automatically start slowly, it will ramp up, and then go to full speed for 45 seconds. The blue light will start flashing near the end of the program. Always allow the machine to complete the cycle. So here we go. There you have it. So, super efficient. And as a chef, one of the most important things I look for in all my sauces and drinks is creaminess, no particulate. And look what that did, how smooth that is. Gorgeous, just do it smoothie. I'm going to take a little bit of fresh mint just to give us a little color and set that off. So we've got walkaway convenience. And when it's all said and done, the smoothest smoothie you'll ever taste. Quick, easy, delicious. Just do it smoothie. Feel free to set this up as your first course, do little individual shots as an appetizer, and as always, enjoy. All right, our next recipe is Frosty Basil Lemonade. It's the perfect frozen drink with or without a little hint of rum or vodka. If you are using alcohol, be sure to reduce the water accordingly. So we've got the full flavor of basil lightened up with lemon and a little bit of sugar. It's not a frozen dessert, but that's the pre-programmed setting you're going to use. Again, it'll all make sense once you get to know your Professional Series 500. Here again, it does most of the work, ramping up from slow to full power. Remember, the blue light will start flashing as the cycle reaches its completion. So we're ready to make this now. So I'm going to start with my water right into the bowl. This is so simple. And I've got some sugar. It's just going to take a little edge off and give us that great sweetness that we love with lemonade. Fresh lemons. Lemons go straight in. And fresh basil. Now, you wouldn't associate basil with lemonade, but its natural anise and licorice flavor really make this an interesting and flavorful drink. So basil goes right in, and then your ice. Get your lid snapped down tightly, and select the frozen dessert setting. Push start and let her rip. There you have it. This is an amazing drink. It's so impressive and so easy. The ice in this drink is actually creamy thanks to the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Frosty Basil Lemonade. A little garnish, some fresh basil, a little bit of lemon zest. Again, Frosty Basil Lemonade. Salute. All right, now I'm ready to make salsa Italiano. Nothing makes a perfect chunky salsa quite like a Vitamix machine. Now, I've taken the traditional California salsa recipe and I swapped out the spices. We're substituting basil and Cubanelle peppers for this recipe. Once you master the basic recipes, you'll find it easy to get creative with lots of other recipes. So I'm going to do this recipe in 2 easy steps. Step 1 is I'm starting with just 6 tomato quarters. Then I've got some white onion. You could use Spanish onion as well, but I like the sweetness of these white onions. Then the Cubanelle peppers, which aren't too spicy, but they give you kind of a nice zesty pepper profile. Then fresh basil. Again, fresh basil is one of those secret ingredients. We might have used cilantro in this, but we're working with basil for the Italiano profile. So I've got a little bit of lemon juice, just for a little bit of acidity, and some salt. So then what we're going to do is going to get the lid back on and remove the plug because we're going to be tamping this. So I've set this to variable speed 3, and we're going to pulse this to work this up so we get a nice fine base. Use your tamper just to push those down. Okay, so remove your lid. Now we're ready for step 2. I've got the rest of these tomatoes, and we're using Roma tomatoes for this recipe because they're the firmest variety and they really hold up the best. Get those tomatoes back in, get the lid back on. I'm going to use the tamper again. Ramp this up to about 4 on the variable speed. Then we're going to pulse. I just want to blend this in so we've got a nice chunky texture adding into the base. All right, we've got a really great blended base here. And then we added the tomatoes to get a little bit of a chunkier texture. So we've got party perfect salsa Italiano in seconds. Look at that. Perfect texture, nice chunk, evenly blended with the base. And voila. Okay, next up, we've got tomato onion cheese soup. Now, you can never have too many tomatoes when it comes to Italian cooking, so I'm going to use them in our soup too. Now, making a soup in the Vitamix machine is one of the things I've always loved doing in my restaurant. It's perfectly pureed, velvety, smooth soup is so quick and so easy. Nothing can compare. You make a steaming hot soup in about 5 to 6 minutes because the Vitamix blades create friction heat. Hot soup from fresh, natural ingredients done in the time it would take to open and cook canned soup. And you're also getting a healthy serving of cancer-preventive lycopene. The Vitamix blades do more than create heat. They actually have the power to break through the food fiber and release flavor like you've never tasted. And that is precisely why professional chefs love their Vitamix machines. Because you include the peels and seeds of whole foods in your Vitamix recipes, you're also getting more nutrition. This is an amazing process. It's so simple. I'm going to start out with chicken broth. Then I've got some Roma tomatoes, seeds and all, just rough chopped. Then I've got some white onions, again, just rough chop. The blades are going to do all the work on this one. And some cheddar cheese, just lightly grated. And then just a little bit of tomato paste. So, once we get all that in there, we're going to take the lid and we want to lock this down tight. It's never more important than when you're making soup, because as the soup heats up, it expands, and a loose lid could pop off easily. Simply select the hot soup preset. Always remember to let it cycle all the way through, as well as the blue light will start flashing when your program nears completion. So we're ready to go. I'm going to hit start and come back in about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to remove the lid plug to release the steam. Look at that, how amazing is that? This is really steaming hot soup, so step back a little bit when you're removing the lid. Okay. Whole tomatoes and onions taken down to a perfect velvety consistency. Steaming hot soup loaded with antioxidants and packed with fresh flavor. Look at this texture. Enjoy your first course of Vitamix tomato onion cheese soup. I'll finish off with just a little pinch of some cheese as my garnish. And there you go, manja. All right, we're gonna make an herb vinaigrette right now, and you know, a fresh dressing can make any salad a real masterpiece. And this is a basic herb vinaigrette. It's perfect for adults and kids. It's so easy to emulsify like a pro in this machine. You know, oil and vinegar don't mix well, as you know, and unless, of course, you have a Vitamix machine. Now, you can do this dressing as an all-in-one, but today we're going to emulsify gradually. So I'm going to start off, I'm adding some tarragon vinegar. Then I have some fresh basil. Smells great already. I've got some fresh parsley. I have some scallions. Then I've got just a little bit of Dijon mustard, which helps that emulsion as well. Make sure you get all of that. And then we've got just some salt, a couple pinches will do that. Some fresh cracked pepper. You can really experiment with lots of flavored vinegars and oils and any herb that you may have handy in your garden. So we're ready to go. I've got the lid locked down. What I'm going to do is move this over to variable speed 1, and we're going to start slowly and increase this as I go for about 10 seconds. And I'm going to press stop. So now, remove your lid plug, and we're going to start adding this oil slowly. So what I'm going to do is increase this speed to about variable 5 and drizzle in the oil until it's fully incorporated. So here we go. Now I'll press stop and we'll get ready to dress this salad. It's that quick and easy. Those fresh greens will never have seen it so good. Look at the color of that. It's so vibrant, fresh, and perfectly emulsified. One of the key things is don't overdress your salad. It's always great to add a little bit more, but if you overdress it, there's no turning back. Evenly add that over the top. Give it a light toss. You don't need to bruise your greens too much. Just get it evenly coated. And I can't wait to taste a piece of that arugula with that. Like straight out of the garden. Fresh cheese is the base of so many wonderful recipes, and we'll use it today in our pesto. Vitamix Variable Speed lets you chop food as soft as eggs or as hard as carrots, and you control the texture with your speed and time. It's so easy to do. So make sure the lid is secure, remove the plug, then we're going to set this variable speed 5, and then I'm just going to press start and slowly drop 1 cup of cold Parmesan cheese cubes right onto the blades, and it's that simple. Just grind to the desired consistency. So here we go. Press stop, and what you've got, unbelievable flavor, amazingly fresh, and just what we need for our recipe, chopped cheese in the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Now for the main event. You'll be amazed and you'll be the envy of all your friends with this simple pesto. We're going to use the Parmesan cheese that we've just chopped. Walnuts are a delicious addition to pesto. Not only do they taste great, but they're loaded with all kinds of vitamins, minerals, and good for you polyunsaturated fat. So we're going to start by adding all the ingredients. Got some really nice olive oil. I like extra virgin for the pesto. And our chopped cheese. Some fresh garlic cloves. And some basil, lots of basil. It's the key ingredient here. Great way to use all that basil that you've got in the garden. And some salt. And some fresh pepper. I like a little bit extra in mine. Looks good. And the walnuts. We're going to get the lid on, and then we're going to let the machine work its culinary magic for about 10 to 15 seconds. So I'm going to set the variable speed dial on 4, and then I'm going to press start. So here we go. So now I'm going to stop here. I'm going to pulse it just so we get the texture that we like. I like mine a little bit more creamy. So here we go. Oh, it smells so wonderful. Gosh. So, here we've got Vitamix Basil Walnut Pesto. It's incomparable on whole wheat pasta, fresh baked bread, or even as a dip. Just look at that color, perfect consistency, and I can't wait to sit down and eat this. Manja. And now for the perfect ending, a fabulous peach sherbet made in the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Now you're pre-programmed for success with the frozen dessert setting. Now, have your tamper ready to get the mixture moving in the machine at the beginning. Never use your tamper without the lid because it's specifically designed to fit through the lid. This way, you'll never hit the blades and damage it or your machine. The beauty of the tamper is you never need to stop and start your machine, scrape the sides of the container, or work the ingredients into the blades with a spatula. The tamper handles everything in one smooth and simple motion. So I'm using frozen peaches, but I'm going to start with the milk. Now you can use 1%, 2%, even half and half. I've got my peaches, go straight in, super frozen. Then I've got sweetener to taste. Now I'm using sugar, but you can use honey, sugar, even stevia is okay. And I've got a little bit of vanilla flavoring, just for a little punch. Get the lid back on. So I'll select the frozen dessert setting right there. And once I press start, you'll hear the machine start slowly, ramp up to full speed, and then go. Then simply allow the machine to complete the cycle. Remember, the blue light will begin flashing as the program nears its completion. So let's get started. Now you'll see that 4 mounds have formed, showing that the mixture is completely frozen. So get your ice cream scoop, and we got a little parfait dish. It's going to look gorgeous right there. God, look how creamy and luscious that is. Then a little bit of fresh mint, a little bit of color, and obviously some great fresh garden taste. So here we have an amazingly rich, delicious gourmet dessert almost instantly. Now keep some frozen fruit on hand and you'll never be without a treat for unexpected guests. We've got a refreshing finish to any meal, Vitamix peach sherbet. This kind of taste could never come from a carton. Bon appetit. Now this is a good time to clean the machine. And cleaning your Vitamix machine is amazingly easy. You never need to remove the blades to clean the Professional Series 500. I'm just going to add hot tap water to the halfway mark and just 1 drop of some dish liquid. And there we go. Then get it back to the base. Going to get the lid secured down tightly. Then I'm going to use the smoothie setting. Again, the blue light will flash as the program nears completion. So let's go. Well, that's all it takes. Then just rinse with some cold water. And let it dry on your dish rack. Cleanup is just that easy. And there you have it. 6 impeccably prepared courses like those found in the finest gourmet restaurants that you can enjoy making at home. I emphasize the word enjoy because preparing a meal in a machine like this is really fun. It's easy and it's party perfect. There's not another machine out there that marries consistent performance with ultimate versatility and time-tested durability. You have a 7-year full warranty with this machine. This incredible new machine gives you an amazing amount of control over texture and taste. So don't hold back your inner chef. Just be sure to add your ingredients in the order listed, select your processor speed, use your tamper through the lid plug when needed, and always lock your lid in place. The best part is you can count on perfect results every time with the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Blending experts like myself and other professional chefs rely on their Vitamix machines in their restaurants every day. There are hundreds more Vitamix recipes on the website, so you'll always have something new to try. Now, I recommend following the recipes as written until you get comfortable with the machine. Then you can get creative. Entertaining in style has never been so easy, and your friends will be amazed that even the Vitamix recipes that are designed to be lower in fat and calories can taste just as decadent. You have an amazing culinary tool in your hands with the Professional Series 500. The combination of pre-programmed ease, the pulse feature, the variable speed will take you on a true culinary adventure. Enjoy your Vitamix Professional Series 500. Some kids, including myself, would rather have peanut butter than anything else. Making fresh, warm, preservative-free peanut butter couldn't be easier, so let's start with the ingredients. It's just nuts. Now, I like to use 1 can of cocktail peanuts. Get it right in. And then 1 can of honey roasted peanuts for a really great blended taste. Now, this recipe is so cool, your kids will want to help you make it. Now, this may sound a bit unusual, but I'll be using the frozen dessert setting. Now, when I press start, I'll have the tamper ready. In about a minute, you'll hear a high-pitched chugging sound, and that is not a problem. Soon after, the butter will begin to flow freely through the blades, and that high-pitched sound will lower. Now, you'll see the blue light flashing as the program nears completion. So, let's make the Vitamix peanut butter. Beautiful. Oh, super peanuts. It's even warm. I can just smell that coming off there. So, look how creamy that is in just a few seconds. And if you've never tasted homemade peanut butter, you're in for a pleasant surprise. It's fresh, warm, and delicious, and it's ready to spread. That's great peanut butter. You know, chopping cabbage is so quick and easy in the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Here's all you need to do. Cut a head of cabbage into 1.5-inch wedges, place them right in the Vitamix container, and then add just enough water to float the cabbage off the blades. And right about there. A little bit more. It's going to be strained, so don't worry about that. Then simply secure the lid. Then I'm going to set the speed on variable 5. You can adjust this depending on how fine you'd like your cabbage. Increase it a little bit higher. And then we're going to pulse it as many times as you need to complete the process. So here we go. How fast is that? So again, just simply strain out the water. And there's your cabbage, and you're ready for slaw. So say you've made some brownies for a bake sale, and you need some powdered sugar. Well, no problem with the Professional Series 500. Just take 2 cups of granulated sugar, place it right into the container, then secure your lid nice and tightly. Then I'm going to select variable speed number 1, and then I'm going to press start, and then I'm going to quickly increase the speed to high. So, very simple. Let's get it going. How fast was that? So, now I needed them for the brownies, so that's exactly what we're going to use it for right now. But it's also perfect for lemon squares or topping fresh fruit. Little dust of that sugar right over the top. And easy as pie in the Vitamix Professional Series 500. Fondues come in and out of style, but I always enjoy a nice chocolate fondue. Little dark chocolate is actually heart healthy and great tasting, and perfect for dipping fresh fruits like strawberries, bananas, pears, or pineapples. So for the recipe, I'm going to use water. I'm going to start off right with that, get it in the bowl. Then some heavy cream. Then we've got this instant espresso, really great ingredient to use. Got some powdered sugar. And of course, the chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate chunks. Be really sure that your lid is in place because just like the soup, this will heat up. So I'm going to select the hot soup setting, and then I'm going to press start and allow the machine to complete the cycle. So here, let's go and make our chocolate fondue. That's truly amazing. Instant chocolate fondue. Look at that, piping hot. As it's done, we're going to add it right to the fondue pot. It's going to hold this warm. Look how perfectly creamed out that is. Ready to dip, and I could barely wait to get that. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brandy and just going to whisk in a little bit of brandy. It's optional, but I personally think it's a great addition to this fondue. Now you're ready for an impromptu party with chocolate espresso fondue made perfectly in the Vitamix Professional Series 500. A little pineapple, piping hot right out of the blender. Cheers.